Edward Fowler Show. Now, here's your host, Edward Fowler.
And yes, we are live here this evening on YouTube as always, and across your favorite audio platforms. And today, I am joined by somebody who has not been on the show for a while. I believe the last time this person was on the show was back in 2019 when this show was just only audio only, and now for the first time ever, he is now actually on a video version as well of the show. So please welcome to the show the most remarkable. It is Richard Holliday, and he's usually having a coffee wherever he goes, but not one. He's got one right there. There we go. Thank you very much. I was going to say, where's your coffee? Because usually you do have one wherever you go.
Of course I do, Edward. You think I'm going to do your show without any caffeine?
No, but I appreciate your time this afternoon, though. Thank you so much for accepting to come back on my show.
Sure, no worries.
You probably don't remember our last conversation we had because I was surprised because I was doing a flashback series and I did re-release your episode with myself, and I posted it on Instagram and I tagged you in it, and you then reshared it. So that's what got me thinking about having you back on the show. So much appreciated for you.
Well, here we are, 6 years in the making.
Yeah, exactly right. And of course, last time we talked, you were in Major League Wrestling, one of the main stars. Of course, you now wrestle for them occasionally. You also wrestle for some wonderful companies in the North American, and also you've been over here earlier this year in Manchester. This is where the show is based out of. So we'll get into that in a little bit. But I want to touch on about yourself. How are you actually doing? How are you feeling? And how is everything with you? Because I know you've recently returned to pro wrestling after beating cancer. It's now remission. How is that all going?
I'm excellent.
Okay.
I am excellent. Yep.
That's good, because you kind of have reinvented yourself since your return to pro wrestling, and it's great to see you, keeping yourself very much in the center of the attention of all the fans around the world. Was it easy, when you're doing all the rehabbing and all that, were you always thinking about how you could come back bigger and stronger than before?
Yeah, it was always the mindset. It was always come back bigger, better, stronger, and different. And reinventing myself was something that was top of the list in terms of priorities. And I feel like I have nailed that. That mission is accomplished. I have completely reinvented myself. And now my perception to the fans is totally different than it was 2, 3, 4, 5 years ago, whatever the case may be. But that's the key to this industry. That's the key to this, is to never get stale, never get complacent, and always try different things and try new things. And typically, if you're a creative person, they will work.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's good for you, for sure, with your signature move, which is now a staple of your, I guess, move set, and even inspiring other people in the world, as far as, WWE, for instance, with people pinching it and making their own, and it's all coming back to you because you've done a very good job on your social media with all the different I guess videos and reels you do, with all your promos as well. You're doing a very good job of making sure that signature move is right there front and center.
Well, the signature move is sweeping the nation right now. It's the most talked about move in all of professional wrestling, which is saying something, because there's a lot of moves. A lot of people feel sometimes that's all people really focus on. But the signature move, my signature move, is newsworthy. It is buzzworthy. It is talkable. It is shareable, as you could see on Instagram. And a lot of people copy it. But listen, that's flattering. I'm flattered that people want to do my signature.
Yeah, absolutely. It is a copyright industry, but you're doing, there's something about you and that signature move versus just blowing up. As you mentioned, it's on a tour around the country. You're hitting everybody and anybody who doesn't agree with what you're saying.
Yeah, I mean, nobody is exempt. Fans, referees, other wrestlers, obviously, waiters, baristas. I don't care who you are. If you piss me off, or if you say something the wrong way or look at me the wrong way, you may be prone to getting my signature move.
Yeah.
That's the risk you take.
Yeah. And I saw a video you posted the other day about if you look like, was it? I could be wrong. Maybe Elvis or something, and many people saying, yeah, you do look like him, and you gave your signature move, apart from the very last person who you did not to, which I found interesting.
Well, you can't. Sometimes you have to pick and choose your signature battles, and that's what I do. And it wasn't Elvis, by the way. It was Freddie Mercury.
Freddie Mercury, that's it. Yes, yes, you do look like him, I have to say.
Well, you know what, Edward, you could be getting a signature move if you weren't halfway across the world. You'd be getting one right now.
That's why I said it. That's why I said what I said, because you're not, locally to me. So that's why I said that you do look like him with the mustache.
Yeah, I mean,
It's a compliment,
listen,
though. It's not like an insult to you. It's a compliment.
sure, I can see it being perceived as a compliment, but I'm very much more interested in being
The first.
the one and only Richard Holliday, as opposed to saying I look like a Freddie Mercury. I have my own distinguishable look.
You do. You do indeed, and you are growing that hair out. I see as well. Is that?
I am, yeah.
Yeah. Is that going to be something as well? Your own look as well going forward? Because I did prefer your shorter hair look from years gone by.
It's time for something new.
Because you used to have it gelled up and all sorts, didn't you? Back in 6 years ago when I last spoke to you.
Yep, it's time for something new, Edward.
Okay. Okay. So how long are you gonna grow it out for, or you not decided yet?
I haven't decided yet. When it gets to a length where I no longer feel like it needs to be grown,
Yeah.
it shall remain there.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Well, we look forward to see what happens as well, and you can find me across social media, on X, Instagram. I think it was on Facebook as well. Most Markable. We'll put the links up. We've also, of course, in the description of this video, we have actually tagged your YouTube channel, so you may have got a notification to say that I have tagged you in on YouTube. That's just for people from my channel to go to your channel and check out some of your recent matches or promos, or especially your recent show, which you actually put on your own promotion. That was a lot of fun. But as a fan watching,
did you watch?
I did.
Did you watch?
I did watch. I enjoyed it.
Give me your thoughts then, if you watched.
Well, it was phenomenal. I thought, as a first timer going into promoting a show, I thought you did a tremendous job. You had fantastic matches. I thought each match, was better than the last one, especially with you main eventing. That was a blockbuster twist and turns of events. I don't think the referee, though, in that particular match deserved to get the low blow from you, or you say your signature move.
Yeah, I mean, that main event was certainly one to remember. It was documented as one of the better matches of the year.
Yeah,
as it should be. A wild main event, and that's what you can expect if Richard Holliday is going to run a show. And who knows, maybe I will run another one.
Yeah,
it'd be very narcissistic of me to do so, wouldn't it?
Exactly right. So yeah, and I was going to say, because I didn't want to pronounce it because I probably get it wrong. So I'm glad you actually just name dropped it, because that's why I wanted you to do so. So thank you so much for that. But I hope you do want a second one, because I think this should be I don't know if you think about doing it yearly or not, but I think it should definitely be a yearly thing, because I think that people loved the first one and they want to see more. I saw the comments on the YouTube, and they all want to see more from yourself and your brilliant promoting. But I guess as you're doing all that in that moment, popping it all together, I guess the prepping side of things were probably easy to get talent to come on board for this great event. But when you're there actually at the venue, getting it all ready, a lot of stress, probably a lot of emotions go through as well, making sure it can be as perfect as possible so that it all runs smoothly. So how was all that getting used to?
Well, there's a lot of stress. There's a lot of moving parts that go into it. There's a lot of little details that I think, people don't prep you for, or promotions maybe don't do, and they should do. And I didn't want to leave any stone unturned. I wanted to make sure that this event was going to be something that people really remembered, and paying their money to get into the door, it had to be worth it. So that's why the card that I booked was top tier. That's why the production that I had was top tier, and there was nothing that I was going to spare any expense on per se. So, but it paid off. It was the most fulfilling day of my career to run Narcissistic Behavior. and to have that card, to have those memories, and for it to live on forever on YouTube. I could have distributed it on some other streaming platform and put it behind a paywall, but I wanted the world to be able to see it and be able to watch it, and that's what they're doing.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. And we thank you for that. And we can't wait to see what comes next. And hopefully we'll see maybe a part 2 of this rivalry. And I mean, do you regret bringing in your trainer / coach because he screwed you?
I can't get over that. I thought I had an ace up my sleeve, and it turned out to be a joker. So that's the price you pay when you deal with someone like Paul Roma.
Yeah.
But I respect it because maybe I would have done the same thing. Who knows?
Well, I think you do the same thing most times in the past. I've seen you do it many times. So I guess the teacher is still teaching you a lesson.
You know what? And I appreciate that more than anything. Keeps me grounded.
So we will not see you get any kind of revenge or anything like that to Paul in the future?
No revenge on him.
Okay.
I can't bestow revenge upon my trainer. I can't do that.
Fair enough. We got to take a moment about it. If you're watching on YouTube, then you know what I'm talking about. But if you're not, then you need to go on YouTube because I am loving the backdrop of where you're doing this from, by the way, Richard. You know, I'm liking the trees, the streets behind you. Look so pretty and beautiful, like a good old summer's day.
It's a beautiful summer day here in Connecticut.
Yeah, the best is, would you say, because you've been around the country, because there's still many states you probably not wrestled in, like, for instance, Arizona. Because I remember you mentioned you're going to be going to Arizona soon for a debut, I believe. Could be wrong.
Nope.
Correct me.
Nope, never said that. Arkansas.
My apologies. I did see something
Arkansas.
Today, but I just
I
got
have wrestled
Arizona.
in Arizona before.
Yeah, I know you have. I was going to say you have, but I thought when I saw your post, I thought, I thought you have. But anyway, Arkansas, for instance, that's not a very good place to go and wrestle compared to Arizona or Connecticut. But I mean, you will be.
Who knows? Who knows? Could surprise me. I have no idea. I've never been there. I can't judge it.
Yeah, well, I think when you do, I think you will be like, nah, I'm not coming back here again. What a dump. But anyway, we can't wait for those comments when you say what you think in the future.
It's possible.
It is possible, and I think we're pretty much the same. When you came to Manchester, England, for your tour, you did a great tour earlier this year. It doesn't feel like that long ago when you came over. It feels like a month or two ago when you came over, but it's been months ago. Was that your first time over here, or you been over here before?
No, I had done a tour of about 2 weeks or 10 or 11 days in February of 2024. And then I came back in February of 2025.
And when you came into Manchester of this year...
Maybe February is my month. Maybe I come back in February.
I think you should. I think you should come back over every February.
Yep, Manchester this year.
Yeah. So, when you came to Manchester, what did you make of our city?
I thought it was lovely. I thought that there were some areas that were a little rough. Let's be honest there.
I agree.
But for the most part, if you go to the right parts of Manchester, there's tons of history and there's tons of culture. And that's what I appreciate about the UK. I really do have a wonderful time anytime I'm over there. I think that there's a lot of history and a lot of culture to soak in and to try some different things. And I had a lovely time in Manchester. They have some really wonderful cafes and coffee shops and some very nice museums. But again, there's some rough areas over there in Manchester.
No, I agree. There is, definitely. And you know, there's been a lot of documentaries, maybe even be broadcast in America about some of the rough places in Manchester, you know, for gun crime and other things. You know, there's been a nickname called Gunchester as well many moons ago. So, you know, so I hope that when you did go to those rougher areas, that you weren't there for too long and you're able to get back into the nicer areas. And I'm glad you got to, you know, tour the city as well. Good to some of our museums and plenty of coffee shops as well. Hopefully the coffee was up to your expectations compared to your coffee in Connecticut today.
It was very good. Very good. You know, there's no drip coffee really over there in the UK. It's more espresso based, a lot of Americanos, which is fine. Yeah. That's my preferred drink. So it was fine, Ed.
Good.
I was doing great.
Good to hear. Well, I hope you come back in February of next year. Make it a yearly thing. Every February you come over here.
Well, I'd like to come over in a bit of warmer months.
Okay.
I think I'd like to maybe get away from the Februarys, but I will say it's not terrible over there in February.
Yeah.
I would do it again.
Yeah, well, they always say that it always rains in Manchester, but that's not the truth of it. We do get a lot of sunny days, especially in the summertime. So I hope you do get to experience the summer of ours. But what we will say to you though, that we don't really get much air cons outside of like maybe some hotels or businesses because we don't really have that type of facility at the moment in normal houses compared to you guys is where you've got aircon in pretty much in any kind of facility you go into.
Are you talking about air conditioning?
Yes.
Okay, aircon. It's very Brit of you.
Well, you knew what I meant though. I'm glad you did. I thought you guys call it that as well for short, but obviously not.
No, we almost never say that.
Oh yeah, we say it all the time over here. Like with fridges, we call it fridges. You guys call it refrigerator, don't you? I guess, but we call them
But
fridges.
that's I say the fridge. We say the fridge.
Yes.
That's
Yes, glad to hear, because that's a bit long-winded, that other word, anyway. But back on topic, though. But I mean, I hope you do come back over next year and get to tour some other places where you've not had a chance to visit, or take in the culture and the history of that particular town or city. Is there anywhere else in the UK you would love to come on out and visit, or have you pretty much gone everywhere you need to go?
no. I think last time I did obviously London. I love
Yeah,
London, and then
the capital.
Manchester. I did Newcastle. I'd like to spend a bit more time in Newcastle.
Okay.
I did a few other towns. I think I'd like to maybe see Nottingham.
Oh yeah.
I've done Birmingham.
Yes, you did.
Um,
You say it correctly as well. Thank you.
yeah, Birmingham.
Yeah.
And I also did wherever North Wrestling is in Newcastle.
Oh yeah.
And then I made it over to Glasgow as well. So um, I'd like to get over to Ireland if I could. Obviously, that's not technically the UK. Just Northern Ireland is the UK,
Correct. Correct.
right? So, but I'd still like to get over there and do a bit more of the European stuff. I find myself to be very acclimated to the European lifestyle, being of Italian descent.
Mm.
So the UK is very near and dear to my heart, but I think all of Europe is.
Absolutely, absolutely, and I know somebody who is of Italian ascent as well, who's been on this show, and always loves going back to Italy whenever he can to take in that culture and just a place to be, in the summertime, especially because it's always lovely and some beautiful sights, especially of course across Europe. There's many places as well that are way much beautiful as well. So if you get back out there to the Europe side of things and get to know more of your culture and your heritage.
Sure, I would love to. I would love to get to Italy.
Now, you posted a video yesterday or this morning, depending what time it was, because it's been isolated this morning, but it might be late last night. You were disturbed when you were drinking your coffee, and you asked about facing, of course, Killer Cross later this month at WrestlePro. Yeah, I remember that. I know it's from promotion. I may get some of the states wrong, but I don't get promotions wrong. Hopefully. But you were
Good.
asked about if you were scared of Killer Cross, and you gave away frank answer by saying no, and you kind of laughed away. Now, you obviously must, seen footage of him, as Killer Cross and as his other character on WWE, but you must have a tactic plan going in. You must have a weakness which you're going to hopefully target, or maybe you're going to go straight in with the signature move when you face him.
Well, first off, Edward, nobody is impervious from the signature move, so he can do whatever he wants on social media. But listen, if you saw the prior videos before of when I went into the bookstore and I picked up his book, and me and Kevin are friends. Kevin is a friend of mine. I've known him for a long time, and he's a great guy. And I think he's just kind of pushing the limits a little bit. I think he's just kind of taking advantage of people's emotions a little bit too much, and I just don't think that's very cool. So I put my name in the hat of hey, if you're going to come back on the independents, Why don't you go up against the hottest guy in the independents, the best guy in the independents? It's me.
Hmm.
Tell me otherwise. You can't. So let's go, Kevin. Let's go. If you want to come back to the Indies, go through the best. Go through me. And I didn't want to make it personal, but I had to let him know that I didn't really like what he was doing. I think that's a good friend of mine, right? Like, I'm being a good friend if I tell him that I don't think that what he's doing is the right thing to do. So yeah, I would want somebody I would want somebody to tell me. And then people are trying to tell me I should be scared of him. Scared of what?
Yeah, exactly. Scared of what? Yeah. Well, maybe you'll find out to be scared of when you face him.
He is he could be a very intimidating guy, a very eerie presence. He does, but I know the guy behind it. I know Kevin. So I'm not scared.
Yeah. Well, make the best man win. Of course, Wrestle Pro is going to be live and in person, and the match card of that we're talking about is on the screen now. So feel free to check it out on that date. You can see on your screen now between Killer Cross and Richard Holliday, and put your comments in the comments below of who you think will come out victorious. Hopefully, it will be my guest right here, because we like to have winners, and I say you are a winner. 99% of the time, you are, Richard.
I am a winner. Everything I do is winning. I'm winning at life.
You are winning now. Look at the gorgeous place you live. You know, Connecticut. Yep. It's a beautiful place.
Yep, winning at life. Look at my gorgeous mustache, my gorgeous hair, my expensive designer sunglasses.
Wearing the WrestleMania shirt as well, a classic match as well, and your WrestleMania shirt you're wearing as well, between two of the legends in the business, and you know you're up there right now on the indie scene as one of the biggest legends there is. You know, the most talked about person, the most inspired person on the indies, as we mentioned before. You know, we got to boost you up.
Of course.
Now, of course, you also do a lot of, you know, bookings around Connecticut as well. You're a busy guy. You know, you barely get any days off, really. And I'm surprised you've, you know, been able to keep going without getting any injuries, which has been a good thing. Because I know, you know, you're like, I guess, the Miz in the indie scene. Because the Miz as well, he never gets injured either, and he works his hat off like yourself. You work your hat off all the time. You know, and I guess maybe it's to do with your moveset. Maybe you thought when you first began that I don't want to do too much dangerous moves in case I get injured easily.
No, I just think that I'm a workhorse and I'm made for this.
Yeah,
that's all I think. You know, I think anytime you get into the ring, you have an extremely high risk of injury. But what I do is very proficient in this field and in this category. So everybody has a risk of injury, but I'm just built for this. I'm made for this.
No, you are, and I think you would have been at this point, I think, a few years ago, if you know, if that cancer did not come and interrupt your best times, I think, and even if that didn't happen, you know, who knew where you'd be right now? But I mean, you are here now, and you're making the best of it, and you know, you're blowing up everywhere as well, and you know, we can't wait to see what is in the future for you. But have you got any regrets at all, Richard, of anything you would go back and maybe change or do everything over again?
None. Nope, I don't believe in regrets. I just believe in experiences, and everything leads you to where you are now, and then the decisions that you make today will impact tomorrow. So no, I do not have any regrets of anything that I've done.
Okay, that's good to know, because you know, if you did have any regrets, and we wouldn't know what they were. But I'm glad that you don't have any regrets, and those lessons which you keep on learning and building that knowledge up as well, which is great to see. And you know, you're going into, I believe, as well, before you get to Killer Cross, you're going to be going into a casket match.
Actually, you know what? I do have one regret.
Oh yeah.
Weatherspoons.
Oh, Weatherspoons, of course. Yeah, I've heard of Weatherspoons.
I regret eating at Weatherspoons because after that I got sick as a dog. Yeah, that's probably my only regret.
Fair enough. I've been to Weatherspoons many times. I've never actually been anything from that. However, I've also, when I went to a Pizza Hut once, I did get diarrhea from that.
I'm sure you did.
Straight afterwards. But from Weatherspoons, never any issues. Apart from that, my friend ordered her main food and got her dessert before her main food. That was hilarious.
Yeah, I'm sure that was quite the cackle you had.
Oh, it was hilarious. I'll never forget in my life. But I doubt that will ever happen in the US. When you go to a restaurant in the US and you order maybe a starter, your main, your dessert. I am pretty sure you would never get your dessert before your starter or your main food.
No, you wouldn't.
Yeah, I thought so. I thought so. But there you go. But I'm glad you learned your lesson from Weatherspoons, and now you know that one less place to go on your list.
Yep.
But one place you should go in Manchester, though, which I think you might like this, is that Justin Bieber has been there. Many of the wrestling legends like Cody Rhodes and Kurt Angle and Bret Hart, Jim Cornette, Melina, all being here. Is of course Altrincham in Greater Manchester. Home to the best ice hockey team in all of England, the Manchester Storm. You should come down to an ice hockey game.
Okay, yeah. I'll certainly make time for that.
Yeah, because Justin Bieber's been here. He's met the whole team. If Justin Bieber comes to town, you have to come to town, Richard. If you're into ice hockey.
Sure, not really, but yeah, I would go.
Are you into any sports team outside of pro wrestling, or are you so much focused on pro wrestling that you have time for sports teams?
I do love baseball and obviously American football.
Oh, good. So, do you support like the New York Yankees or anything like that?
Yep.
Because that's near you, isn't it?
New York Yankees. Yeah, big Yankee fan. Yes, I do.
Yeah, there we go. How do you think they're doing in baseball this year so far?
Yeah, they're up and down, but it's all about how you do in October.
Yeah. Well, fingers crossed they get into the playoffs and they're not, to get into the main game, into the World Series, because that's going to be happening very soon.
Yep, sure will be.
And are you a New England fan?
No, nope. I like all New York teams.
Oh, so are you a Giants fan or a Jets?
Giants.
Oh, a Giants. Do you think they'll do well this year in the in the football season? Because of course it begins tonight. Obviously, the first game is tonight. I don't know about you, but just
first game's tonight. Yeah, I don't think that they will not do well.
Well, they're playing the Eagles, aren't they?
The Cowboys are.
Oh, the Cowboys are. Sorry, I did see something on my TV about Eagles, so that might have been for Sunday night.
No, the Eagles play tonight.
Yeah, Eagles play tonight. Yeah, that's what yeah. But I mean, the Eagles are going to win, though. I think
they will. They'll beat the Cowboys.
And then you're playing on Sunday. Is it your team?
Correct.
Yeah. So good luck to your team on Sunday. Hopefully they smash their opponents.
Let's hope. Hope they do.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, of course, you're getting up there on social media. 14,000 on Instagram. You're getting over 1 million people you're reaching. Is it per week or per month now?
Who knows? Could be per day.
Per day? Knows? Yeah, because I seen your statistic you posted yesterday on your Instagram story as well, which I thought was phenomenal, and great reaches by you. It's showing that your content you're posting is just doing phenomenal right now. What do you think is making your content stand out from other indie pro wrestlers, or what do you think they're missing which you're bringing?
I am consistent, I am objectively hilarious, and I am very good looking. So all of those three play into my success, all to my advantage. Yeah. Consistent, funny, and good looking. You can't lose.
No, you can't lose. And did you take any social media training on like when best times to post, or kind of captions to put on your videos?
I just let it fly. I just let it fly. I just believe that I'm doing as good, and I let it rip.
Yeah, well, you are. You're doing a phenomenal job, and all kudos to you. Keep it up, and before you know it, you might have 1 million followers. However, I did see though on X that you are now being followed by Randy Orton. Congratulations on that.
I am. Yeah, I mean, the greatest of all time now follows the greatest of this time.
Yeah. So
it's very appropriate.
Yeah. Had he reached out to you about your signature move or anything like that?
No. We have that mutual respect now. That's all we need. He hit the follow. I hit the follow back.
Of course.
That's all the conversation we need to have for right now.
Yeah, that's fair enough. But hopefully you two may cross paths in the future. That'd be a good matchup.
I hope we do.
Of course, you will have to put down the legend back in the day, wouldn't you?
No, nobody's exempt.
Yeah, exactly.
That includes Randy Orton.
You could be the new legend killer.
I won't steal his moniker, but I could be.
Well, I mean, what is your moniker on the indie scene? What is your motto at the moment? You're with the signature move. You've got to have something like you're like killing the business, you're killing the indie wrestlers who want to be like you.
You know what I am right now? I feel like I'm the Fed killer, because I get matched up with all these former WWE guys like your Dijaks and your Matt Cardonas and your Matt Riddles, and
Mm.
now to be your Killer Crosses, and I
Yeah,
put them down, each and every one of them.
yeah.
They get released, they go on the indies, they cross paths with me, and they realize it's not easier on the other side.
Or it's because they can't win against you because you're just too good.
I'm the Fed killer. I don't
Mm.
care what it is.
Mm.
I don't care what they do against other opponents. When they get in the ring with me, it's all business.
Yeah, yeah. Got to mention as well, I don't think when you came on the show back in 2019, I could be wrong because you may have had this already, but I ain't spotted on you when we spoke or on TV that you got some tattoos as well. Now you may have had these tattoos for years, but when I spoke to you back then, I didn't ever see any tattoos on your arms or anything like that. But I'm just intrigued to know about them and what they mean to you. I can't hear you now.
Give me 1 second here.
No worries.
Can you hear me, Ed?
I can, yes.
Okay, yeah, I have a few tattoos. Um, I won't get into the meanings all too much, but I have a lotus flower here. Um, I have my father's nickname here. And then I have Patrick Bateman on one leg, and I have narcissistic behavior on another leg.
Oh, that's cool.
Yes.
And I guess they're all newer, aren't they? Are they all newer tattoos? Like, as in, like, since we last talked, or have you had them since 2019? Of course,
No, I got them. I got them all within the last year.
yeah, I thought so. 'Cause I wasn't. See, I have been keeping up with you. I thought I've never seen tattoos on you until more recently. So I'm glad I am correct.
Yep, you are correct.
Yeah.
Oh, they're all very recent.
That's good. I'm not losing my touch just yet. You know, I may have gave out some false information on this call, but you know, it is, you know, about having you on it, you know, you're making me to trigger with nervousness in case you do want to fly over and give me your signature move.
You never know when I'll strike.
I love it. Yeah, love it. But you are going into Chaotic Wrestling, of course, a fantastic promotion in Connecticut near where you are. You know, you've got an upcoming match there on the 12th of September. You know, you're facing their champion. You know, last show you were on commentary. You know, giving out facts and all sorts of things. You know, let loose there. And what can the fans expect to you on the 12th of September if they are local to Connecticut, or they can watch it on Twitch or YouTube as well, I believe.
Yes. You know, I'm not really familiar where they could watch. Okay, I believe it is on Twitch, potentially on YouTube. But yeah, it's a huge matchup. It's the chaotic career casket match. Obviously, nobody's going to die in this casket match when you
Well,
get inserted into it, but your buzz is going to die, your momentum is going to die, and his championship reign is going to die. It's more of a symbolism match than a actuality match, if you will.
you never know. You never, if you end up in that casket, you may find out actually what you just said now actually will just eat your words.
Ed, I'm not going to end up in that casket.
Okay.
So let's just pump the brakes there, pal.
Okay, well, we will see what happens. You know, we'll see how the match unfolds. We'll see what his tactics are and your tactics are as well. And I'm guessing you got a weakness because you had a front row view on commentary at the last show against Motora to find out what his weaknesses are. So you must have a game plan.
I always have a game plan. Ed. Every day of my life, a new game plan unfolds on how to attack the day, and especially attack my opponents. So
Yeah.
don't you worry about that. I know exactly what I'm doing.
No, okay. Well, we'll be watching. We'll be watching, all right, as well. You seem to be, you know, getting ready to go somewhere. Are you going? Are you going to go to the gym or something?
Yeah, I have a few things I need to do that are very important on my today.
Yeah.
But I will, of course, I will be going to the gym. I will be going tanning. Um, I'm gonna get I might even get a hair or two cut. Who's to say?
Well, maybe I hope you don't because of what I said to you before. I think you should just keep your hair growing as long as it goes and see where it goes.
Well, sometimes you got to clean up a little bit.
Yeah, yeah. Maybe bring back that Shabazz, Shazag. But on that note about the casket match as well, we can't wait to see what happens. Of course, you got some idiots around commentary. You've got some idiot fans as well. How are you going to control all of that while you're going to be trying to put Motora inside that coffin?
I'm not going to worry about them because I don't really care about people who are not pertaining to my success.
Okay.
Those are just fans who are out there witnessing history and witnessing me do what I do best. That's fine. They can yell, they can scream, they can bitch, they can moan, they can do whatever they want. But at the end of the day, at the end of the match, Mortar will be put into the casket and I will be raising the Chaotic Wrestling Heavyweight Championship.
Yeah. Well, we can't wait for that. Will you be giving any low blows to anybody else outside of Motora on the September the 12th?
I don't like the term low blow. I think that's inappropriate.
Okay. What would you call it then? Your signature move?
I believe, yes, you're referring to my signature move.
Yes.
Yes. There might be 4 or 5 signature moves handed out on that day. I don't know. Or it might just be reserved for Mortar.
Yeah. Give him multiple.
It's possible.
You might have to give him multiple to keep him down because of how
It's
big
likely.
and muscly he is.
Well, Ed, listen, what I say about the game plans. I do the game plans and you do the watching. You do the speculation. Okay, you speculate.
Okay. That's fine. That's fine. I want to ask you though as well, when I reached out back out to you, because you probably don't remember our chat from 2019, apart from that little tag I posted to you on Instagram. What made you to, I guess, respond to come back onto the show?
Ed, I don't know. You caught me on a good day.
Okay, fair enough. I thought you might have Googled me or something to see who I've had on the show since you last came on the show or something like that. Because, I've had on Eric Bischoff on here, Al Snow, Eugene, Shark Boy as well, Terry One-Alls as well, to name a few, from the wrestling world.
Well, I'm back, and it's been 6 years since I've been on your show, and let's double it next time. It'll be 12.
No, let's not double it next time, thank you. I think we should do it more recently than that. I think we should do it within a year or so, maybe even less than that.
Yeah, let's go with probably not.
Oh, don't be so mean, Richard. Don't be so mean. You got to have some kind of heart inside of you.
Well, there is blood flowing through my body right now, so yes.
Yeah, but I mean,
scientifically, yes, there is a heart in my body.
Yeah, don't have a cold-hearted. Don't be cold-hearted. You must have a warm spot in your heart.
For you, Ed, I don't think so.
Oh, why not? Why not? You wouldn't treat Chris Van Vliet like this, I'm sure. You wouldn't treat Alicia.
You're right. Yeah, you're right. I wouldn't.
Yeah, why? Is that because I'm British and they're Canadian?
Because Chris has 1 million followers.
Oh, is that what it is? Is that what it is? So if I got 1 million followers, then you would treat me differently.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. Okay. We will get there. Trust me.
Yeah, that's how it works.
Yeah, you could be a teenage dirtbag.
Well, considering I'm well beyond my teenage years, I don't think so.
Well, yeah. Well, to me and my viewers, you might be a teenage dirtbag, or maybe that's a teaser for a future guest of mine. Let's just put it that way.
I don't care who else you have on the show.
Or maybe it could be that you're not as sexy as, I don't know, why I said Fred.
Ed, you're starting to make it weird. So we're either going to wrap this up or you're going to...
Well, we've had on White Hair Fun on the show. If I'm too sexy, that famous song from the 90s. You might be, thinking that I am too sexy for all these pro wrestlers in the around you. Is where you give your signature move to.
Yeah, that thought actually never crossed my mind.
Why? Okay. Well, anyway, we will leave it there. But before we let you go, can you tell my listeners and viewers where they can find you across social media? Again, I have, tagged you on YouTube as well for my viewers to find your YouTube channel. I'm being appreciated to you. I'm sure Chris Van Vliet or anybody else would never have done that, but I'm doing it because I don't mind giving my guests free plugs wherever they can get them in.
Good. I appreciate the plugs. They can find me at Most Marketable on Twitter and Instagram. And then my link tree will be in both of those profiles where they can find my TikTok and my YouTube and all that good stuff.
All that good stuff indeed. And, keep killing it, and keep blowing it up. And I'm sure you will be given the, I guess, hopefully, the opportunity to appear in a major company because, they are all blinded that they've not brought you in yet to any big company to see what they're missing.
That I appreciate, Ed.
Well, it's the truth. I'm not just saying that to try and kiss your ass or anything like that. I'm just telling you what they're missing, and it's a compliment to you, and I'm glad you are taking it as that because it is one as well. And I have to say, you do not look nothing like Freddie Mercury. There you go. Or Elvis.
There you go, Ed.
Or anybody else.
There you go, Ed. Ed, let's leave it on that. That's a nice, good note.
Well, I will tag you on social media. Some clips of our conversation as well, so I will hope you look out for that. But it's been a pleasure, as always, Richard. You never miss a beat with your humour or your sarcasm here on the show, and I hope that you will come back on the show either when I hit 1 million subscribers or when it's 12 years' time, I guess, since you want to wait that long to come back on the show.
Whatever comes first, Ed.
Okay. Well, we'll keep you posted. But thank you again for your time. Have a good day. And,
all right, Ed. Cheers.
Yeah, you're welcome. That was my conversation with Richard Holliday here on the show. If you enjoyed it, make sure to smash that like button, share the video around, tell everybody about Richard Holliday, tell them about this show, and make sure you support it because we want Richard Holliday back on here before 12 years, and I want to have 1 million subscribers to get him back on the show. So hope you can help me out by subscribing and share this around to all your friends. Of course, we were disconnected in the first 5 minutes or so. You probably thought, oh, this is very confident. I know what I'm talking about. And I think after the internet went off, my provider I was with, the internet just died. Don't know why. So we lost connection with Richard, hence why this is not live now. Typical. But I think I lost my mojo after that because I was quite conscious to get through what I wanted to say, and some things I came out wrong. But either way, Richard Holliday was here, and I hope it will be before 12 years before he decides to come back on the show again. He wants to double it. I hope not. I hope it also means if we can get to 1 million subscribers, that would be great. It would be phenomenal if we were able to do so. I don't know if that will happen. I don't know if that's possible, but if it is, then help me out. Subscribe today. We've got 340 subscribers as it stands. And until the next episode, whenever it drops, enjoy the rest of your Thursday afternoon or evening, and make sure to subscribe right now with over 340 subscribers.